In a quiet little village nestled among lush green fields and mango groves, life followed a rhythm as gentle as the river flowing nearby. The mornings were filled with the mooing of cows, the songs of farmers, and the smell of freshly baked rotis wafting through small mud houses. Yet, among the ordinary hum of daily life, there was always one man who stood out, Kalu Madhari. Kalu was no ordinary villager. He carried with him the spirit of a performer, the joy of a storyteller, and the gift of music. Dressed in his vibrant red kurta and blue dhoti, a bright turban tied proudly on his head, his eyes, especially one that gleamed an unusual bright blue, sparkled with mischief and wonder. In his hand, he always carried his damru, a small drum that sang out rhythms no one in the village could ignore. But what made Kalu even more unforgettable was his companion, a gentle black bear, towering in size yet soft in heart. The bear wore a colorful hat tilted at a funny angle, as if it, too, wished to join in the village's laughter. Children called the bear Bolu, for despite his strength, he was slow and mild, never harming a soul. Together, Kalu and Bolu were a pair the whole region admired. Every morning, Kalu would walk down the muddy pathways of the village, tapping his damru in playful beats. The rhythm was not loud but alive, bouncing through the breeze and waking even the laziest of farmers from their daydreams. Behind him, Bolu would walk with a calm, steady stride, sometimes nodding his head as though the drumbeat had captured him too. The villagers would come out of their homes, smiling at the sight. Children ran alongside, clapping their hands and giggling, while cows grazing by the fields raised their heads in curiosity. But Kalu's story was more than just music and a bear. He was a traveler of hearts, a man who carried joy from one place to another. Wherever he went. Whether it was a small wedding, a village fair, or a lonely farmer's hut, he brought with him stories hidden in his damru's rhythm. Some days, he would make the people laugh with tales of clever monkeys and foolish kings. Other days, his voice would tremble with the sorrow of lost lovers or the wisdom of old saints. And always, Bolu the bear added magic, dancing clumsily, bowing politely, or simply sitting down with a grin that made everyone forget their troubles. There was something about Kalu's presence that was healing. Farmers tired after hours under the blazing sun would find themselves humming his tunes. Women carrying pots of water would pause, smiling, as his beats followed them like blessings. Even the old and weary, who rarely stepped out of their homes, would sit by the doorway just to watch him pass by, their eyes lighting up for a while. One evening, as golden light spilled across the fields, Kalu and Bolu stopped near the village banyan tree. A group of children had gathered, restless and noisy. Kalu lifted his damru, gave a playful wink, and began a rhythm soft A.